This is what victory looks like. Hopefully it all comes out. Parts of it anyway. Good morning, everybody. Starting off our day working on this big bird. It doesn't quite fit in the shop. Well, it does, but I can't open the hood, so I'm gonna go inside, grab the keys, fire this thing up, pull it in there. Man, honestly, I don't know. Shoot, maybe I'll put the door halfway or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but gotta go get the keys out inside the shop. We'll get this thing running and rolling. Kind of sucks. Oh, you didn't even lock it. Gotta fire these things up to build up air pressure, but I gotta work on the exhaust, so it'll get it nice and hot. So neutral safety switch isn't on one of these things, but I want to double check, make sure that it's in neutral. I'm gonna hit the clutch anyway. It's like 40 degrees, 45 degrees right now, so ain't nothing. Let's see, you got to navigate the gauges. Primary air pressure right there. It's got to get up to a certain PSI before you can even release the parking brake. So I'll get these doors opened up, clean the shop. Oh man, he's got a busted windshield. He needs new windshield wipers. Son of a gun. We're in rough shape. Wintertime finally hit, boys. Time for some TLC, the old bird. You want to listen to her burp it? She's got a little throat. 222,000 miles. Oh, boom. Oh man, got an exhaust leak. Broke off an exhaust bolt. You can hear it whistling like crazy. Now it says low on coolant, so it don't really matter for today. So we got to drain the coolant anyway. Maybe I'll get lucky and be able to fix it. And man, the fan clutch is out. Hopefully boom gets out of the way. Got a 14-foot ceiling or door. Got it up all the way. Fit in here last night, man. It's a tight fit in this big bird. Hopefully boom gets the hell out of the way. Get back. Get back. Right there, sit down. You gotta have enough room so you can open the hood. That'll be good. Right down on a bolt. Oh my gun. It won't roll. Oh. This thing doesn't fit by like 4 feet. There, truck ain't going nowhere now. Maybe we'll get lucky and we can just break loose the broken off exhaust bolt and just put another one in there, because it's got fresh exhaust gaskets on it and they don't look like they've been kicked out the sides. They were the good ones. They weren't the ones that the cheap factory looking ones. So we gotta let this bird cool off for a little bit, and then I gotta figure out what's going on with the fan clutch as well. So I need to get another light, probably stab it up there, and then start working on this thing. We have a new fan clutch in the cab, but the back bottom exhaust bolt broke again, and I'm going to try to get that out and just snake another bolt in there rather than have to take all this off, because I have to drain the coolant system for removing the turbo, and same thing with removing, there's a lot that goes into taking the fan clutch off this bird. Same thing with this. So I'm going to try and make it happen without having to make it happen. I don't want to take everything off unless I absolutely have to. That's a waste of time for me and a waste of money for Andy having to pay me to work on this bird. Change of plan. Both those jobs will demobilize the truck, so I won't be able to finish both those jobs today. So what I'm going to do is back this thing up out of here, take Grandma's truck out of here, and then put the log truck in sideways. So 2 steps backwards for one step forward. Kind of a pain when that happens, but I knew I should have just moved it out the other day, but I was hoping those would be in my favor for tearing apart. So fire this thing back up after I let it sit and cool for a while so I could work on it. It'd make me feel better if I got this thing in here and the doors closed, because I'm not going to leave the shop door closed overnight. I mean open anyway. You guys never driven one of these things? It's like driving a something with a big trailer. Come on, babe. It's long enough you can't really. Where'd Boone go? It gives you the impression that it's just you gotta cut the other way to make stuff happen. Get over here nice and light. Need to get room so I can get that truck out of there. I'm not looking forward to moving that on my own. Well, it's beating down rain on us out there, but Andy showed up in the nick of time and he drove Grandma's truck as I pulled on it with the tractor. We got it out and we got the log truck in here and the door closed. Enough room to walk around the front, but the back, you kind of got to bulge the door out of the way. But she's in here. Feel a lot better. So we got to do a wheel seal, those two things I talked about, and this probably will continue, and windshield wipers, the whole shebang. Well, I didn't film any of this stuff over here because I already made like a full-on video of this whole thing, and it was the same exact exhaust bolt that broke. But thankfully, since I had done this before, I had, you know, pretty good bearings on it, and everything came apart nice and easy. But I have no idea why this thing broke the first time. And I don't know why it broke the second time, but I'll tell you this much, I'm very glad that I could just unscrew it by hand. All of them were tight, but the son of a gun broke off. It only goes in there. It's not even half an inch worth of threads that go into this thing. But I torqued them to spec, and everything was fine. How long has that been, Andy, since we did that? Last winter? About a year, and this thing broke again, and then you can see it just starts making a mess of everything. But I got her out, thankfully. Had I messed around with it a little bit more, I could have got this thing out probably, and then could have just put a new bolt in. But you never know until you actually go in, figure out exactly what's going on. So I think I got maybe not even an hour, and I got the exhaust manifold and turbo and everything off. All laying down here. Get a new bucket down there. Glad that that thing held all the fluid. The whole system holds way more than what your pickup would. Funny, that thing says PACCAR right there. We got the fan clutch out. It's remarkably easier having Andy down here helping. Last time I just did it by myself in Dad's driveway, middle of summer. But you can see this one got a little hot just by the colors of it, but that thing is all melted, cooked. He said he could smell something up in there, but apply air to it, you can kind of hear it do something. Then the new one, boom, back up, this whole thing falls in. Got a spring holding it right now, but this one over here don't do nothing. So this bad boy is definitely going to fix a problem. So this guy, it's only just out of warranty, 1 year warranty. We'll get this new one in, and that should fix the problem. We're hoping it was something else like solenoid that wasn't throwing the air or whatever, a switch out, a relay. But after doing some troubleshooting and actually taking it out and verifying, that's the problem. So alright, fan clutch is installed. There's 6 Allen bolts, and you got to take the fan off to access them, and they got these little holes right here. When we took it apart, since the fan had seized up and it wasn't releasing and free rolling, we had to We had to get pry bar on it, and it sucked. But we got it straightened out so you can get in there to those Allens. And now we'll just put the fan on. Took all this stuff off the top so we can squeeze the fan through there. When I did this before, I was really trying to knock this out without taking the fan off, but there's just no way around it. You gotta take the fan, and then you gotta have the whole cooling pack to be able to swing forward. Makes life a lot easier. So let's try getting this thing up in there. You got the fan, you ready there, Andy? You got it? You know which way it goes? Really? I told you that was one of the tests they did in Wildtech. Truck was overheating. So I was like, oh, no problem. That's an easy thing to fix. Thermostat, and they're like, that's not the thermostat. They got a brand new one in there. Let's see. Slide that thing on the brackets. There we go. It was the fan was on backwards. If I was in the truck overheat. Oh really? Yeah, that's one of the tests.
You guys able to figure it out?
There was one kid in the whole class figured it out. No.
No.
Yeah, that's
good if you waited on it.
Oh. It was, oh, grab the thing. There you go. That's boom, there she is. Now I gotta get 6 washers, 6 lock washers, and 6 nuts on there. Yeah, that's what. There's only one kid in the whole class figured it out, and it wasn't like some of the tests were like the clutch is slipping. It's got a brand new clutch in it. What's the problem? And then you go test the free pedal, and the pedal don't move at all. It's just completely stiff. So you can tell right there the linkage is tight. Got to adjust it. Well, if you guys noticed, I think I left it in the time lapse. I pulled the turbo back off. And many hours later, we already had to replace this one the last time the turbo was off. Not gonna make a full video on, full in depth of replacing these things because I did it on the last video. But this one was even a more difficult spot to get at. But she is, at least a couple threads came out, so I wanted to film some of it. This is what victory looks like, I think. Hopefully it all comes out. Parts of it anyway. I've taken it down to just the threads. You believe that? Didn't even really grind up on the threads inside that thing, so. Literally, I started tightening them down. I torqued these two down, but as soon as it clicked on the torque wrench, it broke the bolt. So, I'll get the rest of this thing out. And yeah, I would have been done with this section of the journey, but been up here hanging out with Dad for a while. He actually left and went to the bank. He left me in charge. So what I did, or him and I did, we drilled it out, and then I've been hogging it with this little drill bit. Got a little pedal down there. And it's been a mother. Could have time-lapsed all this, but it would have been hours. So I'll get this thing wrapped up, but I'm glad at least part of it came out. Little devil. Well, boys, after my fiasco with breaking that stud off, you can see this one broke off last time taking it out. I had to find a piece of all thread put in there, because that's the only thing we could find on I think it was a Saturday or something we were doing the last time. And that guy down there, that's the one that broke on me tonight, putting it back in. So I got new nuts, new studs, and I put some never sees inside the turbo before I put that stud in there. I don't know if that's going to help, but Logger Wade, he always says never sees everything, so we can never sees everything. I'm fairly confident these studs are pretty much the same exact thing that are on a Dodge pickup with the little Cummins compared to this big monster 15 Cummins here. So Yeah, that wasn't much fun. So what I did, I torqued those down with a just a ratchet. I didn't even put the torque wrench on there because I had a pretty good idea what it was before, how much torque I was applying, and yeah, I didn't want to break another one. Not this round anyway. Still could have just got that sucker out had I, taken a little bit more time, but got everything else taken care of. Everything's back on there. I'm gonna cut the zip ties. You gotta zip tie this stuff or else it'll all get down there on the exhaust manifold or the turbo or something. There's so much emissions stuff going on here. Sensor, BGT, some more sensors. There's a pyrometer. Doesn't even read pyrometer in the cab. It is a computer senses it or whatever. We got some more busted zip ties back there. So all I gotta do is put the intakes back on, the intercooler and the air cleaner, and we're good. I'm gonna call it a night for now, and then in the morning I got it here. Andy said go ahead and just fix these steps. On average he does like 2 to 3 loads a day with this thing, so you're bound to bump a step. You bump that one and then you bump that one up there, bent her up, and then that down there, he said that was a freak accident, but that one's gonna be a difficult one to do. But I think I'll just cut a couple reliefs and hit it with a hammer. This one here I'll just probably same thing. That one up there I can just probably just put something on it and pry it back up there. This is a big bird though, guys. What do you guys think? Comment below. Did you think it was gonna fit in the shop? It's a tight fit, I'll tell you that much, but I am so absolutely relieved that this thing fit in there. Boone was a punk and ran up to the house earlier without me. Scared the crap out of me. You could tell he's in trouble. Did somebody get in trouble? Yeah. Don't scare me, boy. Don't scare me. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the morning. Well, boys, I made a mess up here, but I got this pretty much taken care of. I need some more antifreeze. I didn't like the look of the stuff that came out of it. So I need a couple gallons up there. I'll just have Andy grab that when he comes get the truck. But I can start it right now, make sure everything's all good. Before I do that, and smoke out the shop of DEF, I'm gonna fix these steps. So I'm gonna start with the simple one up there and just hit it with this guy and see if we get anywhere with that. Do the simple one first, build up my confidence for the rest. Thank you. Well, I forgot you guys in here. Went outside and Boone was playing in the pond. It just filled up with all that massive rain. But I was able to straighten this step out, beat it with that big hammer for a little while, and out there on one of those big cement blocks. I'm just gonna go ahead and weld this sucker back on there, and I think we're pretty much golden. Can't find my welding glove, so I just got one glove for crap. Really wish I would have filmed straightening that out, because that thing was mangled. I'll replay a clip of it so you can see how bad that one was. That thing was just completely cooked. I should have, I don't know, if I have confidence on how to go out and straighten one out, I'll just go out there and film it. But if I don't know what I'm doing, for some reason I forget the camera. But it actually worked out good. I'm pretty happy with how that played out. And you can hit it with a little bit of gray spray paint. This one here, I just cut the relief, bent her up. That one wasn't that hard, and then I welded the gap. Down here, this one was a doozy. I remember Andy showed up to a job right after this one happened. He wasn't very happy, but I think it turned out pretty dang good. It's got a little hit to it, but log went up underneath there and kinked her back up. I'll show another clip so you can remember how bad that one was. But yeah, we're good. I know his old log truck was used, and this one, the truck itself was used, but everything else was brand new, so he didn't like the idea of, you know, you let one ding happen, you let another ding happen, and then pretty soon your whole truck goes to crap. So what's this doing open? I'm gonna clean all my tools off, fire this thing up, make sure we got no problems, nothing leaking under the front, because taking a turbo off on this, there's quite a bit more into it than just taking a turbo off like an old truck that would just have an oil in and out, and that's it. These new ones got a bunch of sensors and all kinds of garbage, and hell, we even did the fan clutch. So there's all kinds of stuff going on. Andy's gonna grab a couple gallons of antifreeze when he comes over, grab the truck later tonight. He even did new seals on the wheel hub there. This one was leaking. Didn't even have a vent when they gave him a new plug. So, but look at that, man. I'm thrilled that that thing fit in here. Let's see, I'll get a shot here. It is tight. It is freaking tight. Made it happen though, guys. Made it happen. Now it's getting hot outside. I had to turn the cooler on. Go figure. Freezing first day, hot whatever day we're on. That right there is why we test it first before we take it out on the road. Those are tight, I know they are, but the gasket didn't quite set. So I got a new gasket sitting right over here. I'll throw that one up in there. I don't know, maybe that one's in there a little crooked or something. I don't know what the deal is, but she tight. I don't know. Something happens sometimes. Glad I spotted it before getting out on the road, because turbo leaking oil like that, just pumping the engine dry. Right there. There's why that thing, I checked it, old gasket was up there, just a little nick of it. That's enough right there. That little piece of crap, that'll ruin an engine if you're not paying attention. Running without oil. Some other weird cases would probably occur, like somebody not paying attention to their oil gauge and stuff like that, but you don't want to mess that up. Andy threw a curveball at me right here. He said check on the right side of the engine, passenger side, for a water filter. I said, what the hell? But there's some kind of filter back there. If I spill everything everywhere. That dang antifreeze filter. Ha! Tucked in inside the frame rail. You can barely even see that son of a gun. We got her out. So he's gonna grab that, some antifreeze, some oil, and we are done. Gosh dang, get my light down, sun bar up there. Well, he should be pulling her out any second now. If somebody wants to text this number, it's some chick that thinks I'm Justin. Everybody text her and tell her that you're Justin. I don't know if that's legal, but she's been bothering me all week. I don't know who it is. Come here, Boone. Come on. Boone, get over here. Freaking Fruit Loop, man. Go down. Yeah, boy. You guys are asking, height on the ceiling, opening of the doorway, it's 14 feet. This truck's legally not supposed to be over 14 feet. So That was a big perk of noticing this shop when we were looking to buy it. It had a door that would fit this truck. Come here, Boone. Come on. Get up on the tractor. Get up here. Good boy. So she's out and about. Look at that. He's gonna run my truck over. Hang on. She gone. I gotta go out there and pick him up in a little bit. I'm gonna go out there and drive this piece of crap. It's a little two-wheel drive F1000 here. Actually kind of gets her done. He drives the crap out of this thing. I think he puts more miles on this little freaking Ford than he puts on his log truck.